Alright, so this is Gut Swing. This is the current fist deck of my school. Um, I'm not going to go over any crazy amounts of tech or real like different tactics in mind games. I want to go over just different tools and options the deck has for you guys. I don't want to explain how to use those tools, really. I just want to let you know what the tools are, what they can do, and you can decide how to use that to your playstyle. Couple things before we really get into it. Gut Swing is a folded deck, so as you've probably noticed, it has 2 Riichi Magiris in it. That's a glitch. I purposely did that. It increases the versatility and options that the deck has. If you want to learn how to do that, look into it for yourself. It's kind of a pain in the butt. You can copy paste the deck and have the glitched version of it yourself. And then another thing is Gut Swing is a little bit meta, especially with the hook wobble low string loop, the whole loop there. So it actually functions pretty well on all the styles. The lowest compatibility it has, though, is with Cult. It does not work with Cult especially well. It works with Stagger, Forsaken, and Phajin really well, Windfall really well, but Cult not so well. And I have it as my fist deck specifically because I like it. I like to play Cult, I like to play Gut Swing, that's what I use. My old fist deck, the current glove deck of the school, actually pairs a lot better with Cult, so let me know if you guys want to go back to that as the main fist deck. And I can switch it back for you guys. Anyways, alright, and then that's about it. We'll start. So I like to normally start matches in this stance because that gives me a wide variety of options. For example, Riichi Magiri, it's good, it's basic, but it's also, long range, quick, but it's also pretty predictable, right? So you can start out with that, or what I like to do is I like to start out by hitting with the second attack. So I will purposely whiff the Riichi Magiri. They will see that I whiff the attack and try and punish me. So I'll hit them with the Drunk Crane immediately to punish that whiff, or punish their punish. So bam, oh. So bam, bam. And usually that will hit before a 12 frame, just because people react a bit slow to the 13 frame Riichi Magiri. And then another thing I like to do is once I know their openers, I will loop these two. And the reason I do this is because if they have a high opener, I'm hoping that I can feint paw into low spin heel, bait out their opener while also dodging and punishing it. Or if they've got a mid, I can hopefully feint out low spin heel into paw, again dodging, punishing, and also paw confirms 13 frames, that advantage on hit. So that means usually when you hit with paw, you are guaranteed to hit with Riichi Magiri, which takes you into Drunken Crane and the namesake of the deck, the Guts Swing, right? Alright, so here is where I kind of want to focus on, because this is probably the weakest part of the deck, to be honest with you. I've kind of described it as the Ganondorf of Absolver. If people make mistakes against it, it absolutely punishes them like super hard. You can drain people like half their health bar in seconds with this mix-up. But if they're patient and they're reacting very well to it, it can be extremely difficult to use this section of the deck, which blocks you out from a major part of both your damage and the deck. So you need to kind of be careful. And the reason for that is Drunk Crane only has an advantage of 7 on hit, but Guts Punch and Flute Swing are both 20 frame moves, which means after you hit with the Crane, they have about 13 frames to jab you out with a move, with low back fist or foot slap, moves like that, which is plenty of time that usually people take advantage of. So just, you want to really pay attention to that. You want to pay attention when you're able to consistently hit them out of their openers if they're trying to jab you. That really just depends on the frame and depends on the game to game, right? As a cult, you want to pay attention to see if you can feint Guts Punch into an absorb and absorb their openers. Sometimes the game just won't let you do that, so sometimes maybe instead of using the Guts or the Flute, just absorb straight away after the Drunken Crane, right? Also, another option you actually have is step canceling. So you attack with Crane, take a single step, and that will reset your stance. So instead of using the Guts Punch, I can step cancel and use the low back fist. Now that does drop your gold link and create a small delay. Usually that isn't enough for them to hit you out of the low back fist with a 12 frame. So again, you just want to pay attention to that, and then you can punish them trying to punish you, if you guys get my meaning. A couple more options though you have is unlock. If I haven't explained, I believe I have explained unlock already. I kind of already forgot. Real quickly, you're facing the opponent, you hit them, you unlock, you use an attack while pressing directly back on the left stick. That will use the diagonal move. So when I hit with Drunken Crane, I end in bottom right. I use the unlock square, which does front kick, which is the alternate in top left, right? Bam. So yeah, you can unlock with front kick, which is slow, but it gives you a lot of distance, or you can use the side unlocks, right? So I said press straight back on the left stick. Well, you can also press straight to the left or straight to the right. When you do that after Drunken Crane, you will do Reachimagiri for the left and Leg Breaker for the right. And that's very important because those both give you different options. So when you use Reachimagiri, it ends you in this stance, which is important because you can come back in with a Reachimagiri, Drunk Crane again, get back out, or if they try and chase you with something like Jarbash, you can use low spin heel to punish that, or low spin heel feinted into Drunken Paw to punish a straight move if they're trying to chase after you with that. Low spin heel delay Drunken Paw to punish them with a straight move. Things of that nature, right? And then Leg Breaker will end you in this stance, and that's important because if they're again trying to chase you, you can use low back fist to hit them out. You can feint low back fist into Reachimagiri to come back in quickly and get them, if that makes any sense. And punish them if they're trying to chase you. You can use Flute Swing to get some heavy punish if they're trying to chase you and just kind of miss anyways. So if you know they're going to miss their chase, you can really get some heavy punishment out with that, right? Next, I'm going to go into the rest of the deck, really. So not too much to really say here. The deck doesn't have as many mix-ups as my glove deck, unfortunately. This is meant to be jab safe. That's its only purpose, really. It's meant to be completely jab safe because this part of the deck is so unsafe and so really easy to kind of counter. So you have this to kind of fall back on. Again, that limits you quite a bit, but at least it's something if someone's just continuously trying to jab you out. Here, something I like to do a lot is step cancel into front kick and just do that repeatedly. Or you can also delay into wobble low, and then here you can step cancel into low spin heel. If you know they're going to try and jab you out with high attack, you can really get some heavier punish off, and then that takes you into front kick. If you hit with front kick will confirm the Drunken Crane, and then you go back into the Flute Swing, the Gut Swing mix-up. One last thing I want to talk about is how modular the deck actually is. I don't do this very often, but there's a lot of different ways you can just modify a Gut Swing very slightly to make it function completely differently. Like for example, one thing I haven't done, because it's not jab safe, which isn't too much what I want, but I actually do really like this, is switching out wobble low for tripped kick and crouching elbow. And what that does is, like I was saying with the Reachimagiri and Drunk Crane earlier, you can whiff with the hook and then hit them with the tripped kick. A lot of people just aren't expecting this. This can dodge their high openers, and it hits a lot of people because it's just not a common tactic at all. Here you can step cancel the 50-50 into drunk crane, which will take you instantly back into your flute gut swing mix up, while also being a 50-50 with crouching elbow. Or of course you can use the the leg breaker to just go straight back into front kick. Here you can, for example, you can drop the low spin heel to go straight into hook. That's something I forgot to mention is to have a safer option after low spin heel with the deck, you can actually step cancel into hook, which normally will not be jabbed out of. So just pay attention for that as well if they're just trying to jab you. That's just another option that you have, really. Yeah, you can step cancel. You can also replace a drunken paw with spinning high kick for something that's really chad and really dangerous if you're really feeling up to it. Yeah, that's about it. With hook, the side unlocks are actually opposite of drunk crane. So right is reaching Magiri and left is leg breaker. This is actually really fun because you can go leg breaker, leg breaker, leg breaker, hook, leg breaker. I was really excited to find this. It was a lot of fun for me. The step cancel after the wobble low in the deck, on the other hand, is actually leg breaker. So again, it's slow but a lot of distance, and you go straight back, and in that stance, come back immediately. Especially effective if they're chasing you. Alright, that's about it, really. That's all I wanted to cover.